Shalom Chavrim, I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live. It is getting heated up in Israel. We see that Israeli tank was shelling an old hospital there near Quneitra. That's right there on the border. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, it's actually the Russians that helped build this hospital. Either that or they financed it or something like that. At any rate, it's considered a lookout post at this point, and but anyway, Israel has shelled that facility there. According to the Syrians, there's been no casualties reported on it. Then down by Gaza, some kind of explosion there happened down there as well, near the border fence there. So still waiting to kind of get an idea of what that may be. And then, of course, we have the very fascinating situation where Pope Francis, what does he do? Besides lip-locking the imam there, which they call it a lip lock, not really, just kind of looks that way, kind of gross to me if you ask me, but at any rate, from what I understand there, he has made a covenant with the as while he was down there in the United Arab Emirates. So made the covenant with Israel, made a covenant with the Muslims. It sounds like to me that all the harlot daughters are coming home. So can't say that as far as Israel. That's a little different there, but I'm talking about we have all the churches have returned home. We've had because you have to remember, the Vatican is the mother. She's the mother of harlots, the great whore of Revelation there. And she has those harlot daughters. And of course, she did create she's created many of these religions there, and they have been returning home to mother. What's going to happen in the world here? Very interesting. We're going to kind of watch these things, try to keep an eye on it for you, and keep you better informed about those things that are happening. And they also formed a border chain down there, a human chain on the border near El Paso, Texas, as a message to President Trump. We want the wall here in the United States. But I keep saying, I really believe, and as a Jewish believer, I would like to say this for the sake of my own people. $32 billion President Trump signed over for the next 10 years for Israel's security. I firmly believe that the God of Israel is the best security that we could ever have. All right, yes, we do need a military. I understand that. But do we really need $32 billion? Do we need $7,000 a minute in order to be able to cover our spending for our military? I don't think so. And I think that there are many Israelis as well that would even say, look, hey, take about $10 billion of that. Build yourself a wall on the southern border there. We don't need that much. I mean, after all, the scripture clearly says in Micah, if we want to truly believe that the God of Israel is on our side, that there will be an exploit that will be done, that even those of the powers of the world will put their hands over their mouth in awe at what God will do for his people. But then again, maybe that doesn't cover the elite elected officials. Maybe that will be those that believe that Yeshua is Messiah. Oh, well, then in that case, you might need your military after all. But for those that truly believe the Messiah of Israel, we've got a mighty God. And we don't need $32 billion for our military. In fact, if we would spend a little bit more time loving our neighbor as ourselves, we wouldn't have so many neighbors angry at us either. Let's think about it for a little while. Let's do some soul searching. I'm Steve Ben-Nun with Israeli News Live. Erev Tov.